So hello fellow Earthlings, this is Earthling 6455463728. And the trouble with wearing masks is that sometimes your brain, I think, has a problem wearing a mask. So I'm mainly at home, don't really go anywhere for the most part. And but when I do, I go out and I wear my mask because at least here, there are fines and there are problems that you can run into with the authorities if you don't wear one. But aside from that, I think it's been it's been proven to my satisfaction that masks can help. Now, I really don't have a problem wearing a mask. And even if somebody, friend of the family might pass by, I don't have a problem wearing a mask while they're here and asking them to wear a mask as well. The problem came in a couple days ago, a week ago, whatever it was, where I had to do some work on the toilet. I wasn't sitting on the toilet while I was doing the work. The work was being performed on the toilet to get it to flush properly and all this other stuff. Basically not to leak and whatever. So anyway, a really odd thing happened. This is just a regular disposable hospital type mask that you can wear. Surgical mask, I guess is what they would call it. I've been wearing the same mask for the longest period of time. That doesn't really make any difference. Anyway, let me get straight to the point. The point is that the work was it wasn't strenuous like I'm doing kind of push-ups kind of deal, but it was strenuous in terms of the position that I was in. But exactly at the time, I suddenly felt like I was choking wearing the mask, basically. I just felt like I would not be able to continue wearing the mask and that I needed to just take it off. This just thin piece of fabric in front of my face. It was not especially hot at the time. I was not doing anything particularly strenuous. Actually, I was standing up, looking at the friend of the family doing whatever he was doing. And at that time, I just suddenly had the feeling that I really needed to take this thing off. And it was just kind of surprising to me that I felt like that all out of the blue. I have run a bit when I've had the mask on. I have been all over the place with this mask on. It was just really surprising to me that I suddenly had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to take it off and that I couldn't breathe in it. But the thing about it is that because of me, I guess, because of what I have been through with respect to quitting smoking and these other things, I guess I realize that you don't have to submit to whatever feeling or compulsion that you have or whatever given moment. Just give it a moment and see if it'll pass. And funny enough, it just passed, which to me, it confirms that I don't know about other people. I have no idea about other people. Well, actually, let's bring the other guy into this play. This guy, the friend of the family, was helping me with the toilet. Eventually, he just removed the mask from over his nose and his mouth. And I had kind of gotten fed up of asking him to just keep putting it on. But I explained to him the feeling that I had. I explained that, just a couple moments ago, I had that feeling that I really needed to take it off. But it passed. Before I even got to that point, though, I had given him a mask the day before because, like me, he had been wearing a disposable mask for a long time, even when he came to the house. And actually, at the beginning of one of the first times that he came to the pandemic, one of the first times when he came to the house, when the pandemic was going on, he said he forgot his mask in the car. He was just going to be out on the porch and it was fine. And I'm like, could you just really go get it? I hope I'm not offending you, blah, 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 but could you just go get it and have it, even if you're on the porch? That's, please. But, so he did, and he wears that mask, but it's falling off of his face. And, I've gone to a couple of places, one place, and they happen to give me 2 masks. So I was like, okay, here's a good mask. Here's one where the elastic is not worn out, and it can fit your face, and everything is fine. So initially he wore it, and he was like, this is good. It has actually more space. I can feel like I can breathe, blah, blah. Great, fantastic, problem solved. He's never going to come back here with this mask that is hanging off his face that he needs to keep pulling up every 30 seconds or something. But then he came back. I'd asked him to come. Well, he said that he would come back and help me with the toilet. And he comes back the next day with the same mask that is falling off of his face. And I asked him about it. And he's like, well, yeah, I think this mask is better for me. That other one, it felt like it was restricting my breathing. So basically I said, yeah, of course it was restricting your breathing because it was actually covering your nose and your mouth like it's supposed to do. It was actually working. That's why you feel like it was restricting your breathing, because it was working. This other one that you have is not working. It's not working as a mask. It keeps falling off of your face. That's why it feels better, because it's not working. And, I felt like, oh my God, this guy. But I needed to tell him, listen, I am really glad that you're here to help me with this toilet, 100%. But I really do feel like I wasted my time. I wasted my time and my mask, giving it to you, and you're not going to wear it. I'm pretty disappointed in that. But again, I'm really glad that you're here to help me. I appreciate you being here. Thankfully, he didn't go crazy. But of course, he wanted to get the job done, and just, he had to wait because I was helping my uncle. So he was like, hey, you ready? Are you ready? Because he just wants to leave because I've told him that I'm disappointed. Anyway, we worked on the toilet, and it was a lot of frustration because part of the toilet is broken, and that shouldn't really be a big problem, except that there's a standard part that fits with the toilet. And for whatever reason as well, that standard part does not fit on the toilet, which is supposed to be a standard toilet. So we had to, make a workaround. And I think that because it isn't quite matching with the standard part, that's the reason why it even got broken to begin with. It's an old toilet. Anyway, not to go too far down that road. But like I said, eventually he had the mask off of it was like under his chin, and I was wearing mine fine. And I thought that me telling him, hey, I felt like you, and then it passed, would have worked. It didn't. It didn't work. And he was basically drawing a line saying, I feel like I can't breathe if I have this on. And, like I said at the beginning, it's in your head. This feeling that you can't breathe, that you can't whatever. Of course, this guy is obese. I would say morbidly obese. He's already had a stroke that put him in the hospital for a while. He, like I said, is a friend of the family. He mentioned the fact that wanted to lose weight maybe 2 or 3 years ago, like a year after the stroke, around which time my uncle started having him help to fix different things around the house and paying him and stuff. But did not make, he said, yeah, I want to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight. So I'm like, hey, you can lose weight, you can start today. This is what you do, just keep a track of what you're eating. Anyway, I say all this to say that in retrospect and for the future, I should be able to better know what to expect from people, because if he's not willing to do what's necessary to prevent the stroke from happening again, if he's not willing to do what's necessary to, exercise and take care of his own body, why would I expect that? And even the fact that he had this old dingy mask for however long should also be in. He also was resistant against the idea that there was even a virus going around. So I should not have expected that giving him a mask that worked would have worked. And, well, I guess I should not encourage him to pass by to do things anymore as long as this thing is going on. Especially anything that might be strenuous, that might make him feel like he can't breathe, that he should take the mask off. And, globally, universally, if there is somebody that has a problem, as I definitely had a problem with my weight, I had a problem with smoking, but I know that I had to figure it out. I told other people that I wanted to quit smoking, and when they called me on it, I was not ready at that time, so I was not happy that they were calling me on it. When I decided to stop, I was stopping. With respect to weight, with respect to whatever, you just kind of give people a reminder, hey, this is what you said you were going to do. And if they don't want to do it, especially if they're not, even if they are your family, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. Unless you really have some leverage on someone, you probably should just give up. Yeah, that's what I'd say about that. But yeah, it's a mental thing at the end of the day with respect to these masks and whether or not how you feel when you're wearing it or anything like that. And it's a disappointing thing that I can't be the support that this guy needs to do the right thing for himself, whether it is with respect to his body or with respect to his mask, etc. It's kind of sad, but I have another piece to do where the fact is that death is a friend of society. Death performs a useful service, in that there are people, and could have been me, up to that time when I was still smoking, when I wouldn't say I was obese, I was just overweight. If it is that I was pulling society back, yeah, I guess I could have died, and that may or may not have helped society, depending on how you look at it. So anyway, guys, you can like, or you can subscribe, or you can comment, or you can do nothing. Peace.